Hello and welcome to XD Indexer training from Ormec Systems. This video will teach you how to test and troubleshoot an application built in MotionSet. In this video, I will cover the Monitor and Versions branch of the project tree as well as the I/O exerciser. The Monitor branch allows you to check the status of I/O, faults, alarms, and errors, access information, and motion status information. The Counters branch reports packet information about the Ethernet communication to and from the drive. The Event Log branch details alarms, errors, and faults that have occurred in the past. The Versions branch reports hardware and firmware version information. The I/O exerciser found in the menu at the top of the window allows you to take control of the inputs and outputs in software so that the application or portions of the application can be simulated without needing to trigger the physical I/O. Let's take a look at the Monitor branch first. On the left side, we have a section labeled Access. When you're online with the XD Indexer, you can view current fault, alarm, and error information and also clear them here. For more information about a particular fault code, simply click Help, then Search. From the search window, you can type in the fault code or type Drive Fault Codes. The Drive Fault Codes section of the Help System lists all fault codes, possible causes, and in some cases, possible solutions. Back on the Monitor branch, axis position and velocity and user units, motor current, bus voltage, and axis position error can be viewed in real time. Keep in mind that these parameters can be plotted and measured within the digital scope, so if you're not getting what you need out of the real-time display, plot it out over time with the scope. More about the digital scope in the Tuning and Scope video. Moving lower are the status LEDs for the overtemp sensor in the motor, if it has one, and the Hall effect sensors. By slowly rotating the motor, you can visually inspect the sequence of the halls and determine if there's a possible wiring problem. In the Indexer section, the current motion number that is being executed, along with any repeat motion information, is displayed. Keep in mind that any of this information is available over Ethernet so that your host controller has access to it. Finally, if your drive has an auxiliary encoder, its status is shown here along with any programmed gear ratio that is being executed. On the right side of the screen is the status of the inputs and outputs along with their assignments made on the I/O branch. This is just a display, meaning that you cannot force any of these inputs or outputs manually from the monitor screen. If you want to manually trigger I/O points for system testing, simply launch the I/O exerciser by clicking on the wrench icon here. This window will open, and by default it is only a display just like the monitor screen. I can select the checkbox next to any I/O point to enable software override of that I/O point. Then I can left-click on the I/O point to trigger it momentarily, or right-click on it to toggle it on or off. If I want to take control over all the inputs or all the outputs, clicking these top two checkboxes enables full control. To save space on the screen, a small mode is available by clicking on the button labeled Small here. When closing the exerciser or when disconnecting, all I/O is returned to physical I/O control, meaning software overrides will be removed. The Counters branch is for advanced diagnostics on the Ethernet communication between the Indexer and other devices on the network. This information can be useful in troubleshooting Ethernet connection problems related to faulty cabling or noise issues. The Event Log branch keeps a running log of the events such as alarms, faults, and errors. Each is time-stamped for easy troubleshooting. For more information about a specific event, refer to the Help System in MotionSet. Finally, the Versions branch will give you information about the hardware and firmware on the XD drive. This can be useful in determining the compatibility of new features and older drives. By clicking Copy to Clipboard, this information can be pasted into an email and sent to Ormec if further information about feature compatibility is required. The Upgrade button can be used to load a firmware upgrade that has been downloaded from Ormec.com. This can also be done from this icon here in the menu at the top of the screen. This concludes this instructional video. For more information about how to use the XD Indexer, visit us at Ormec.com.